Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby, and the Alluring Lifestyle of the Super Rich. The Great Gatsby is a love story. It possesses all the parts of a love affair: the intoxication, the rivalry, and the falling out of love. However, as much as the characters themselves suffer with the burdens of love, the novel itself is in a love affair with the wealth and the endless ages of idleness that the super rich can afford. Fitzgerald often lived as high as he could reach. He fell in love with a socialite who refused to marry him until he made enough money. To this end, he wrote his first book, This Side of Paradise. The sales got him the surplus of money needed to claim the eccentric Zelda as his own, though she would later be diagnosed with schizophrenia. She would also be the object of blame for all of Scott's life's miseries and his dead dreams, and eventually would burn the fuck to death in a mental hospital just down the road from my location as I write this. But enough about this first flapper, so F. Scott's Fitzgerald called her. Let's return to F. Scott's interpretations of the wealthy lifestyle. Besides seeing love and romantic fulfillment as a thing that is most dependent on financial prosperity, Fitzgerald later in the novel spends some time recapping what made Gatsby. He places Gatsby in the predicament of both poverty and love, a thing Gatsby would spend 5 years trading illegal substances for profit to reattain the once golden feelings of love. Fitzgerald in no modest move, has set Gatsby's backstory as close as he could to his own time spent in the war, as a man both poor and in love. However, Fitzgerald traded in words instead of prohibition booze, so he never made himself into one of the class members he so visibly idolized. As if you could do that in a single generation anyhow. This subject must have been close to the heartbeat within his chest, as this novel drips with the hypnotizing, honey-esque flow of money. The main characters are always in flux about what to do next and are frequently bored. No one but Nick Carraway, the protagonist, and Wilson, the poor man, are seen doing anything to make money, and Nick is regarded by all in the novel as having not much money, even though he does have a comfortable family to fall back on if need be. The other characters spend money instead of acquiring it. Tom owns polo ponies, many cars, a mansion. Jordan plays golf while Gatsby throws extravagant parties in his mansion. Daisy, who is also said to have a mansion of her own in Louisville, the man writing The Great Gatsby, was in every way in love with money and yet wise enough to see its downfalls and tell us about that shit. He was the one trout to spy the hook at the end of the lure and yet go for it anyway. Frequently, Fitzgerald borrowed huge sums of money from his editors and literary agent until the latter cut him off completely. Due to this, Fitzgerald sulked and would never speak to them again. Scott grew to be an excessive alcoholic, while Zelda, hating when Scott would enter a writing binge and forget to play with her. She would encourage his drinking to rival his writing habit that she saw as a threat to her ego. They would frequently party on the Long Island Sound and did a fair bit of traveling elsewhere too about the time when Fitzgerald wrote The Great Gatsby. I have a special appreciation for this not so modest novella, as it has let me view books as having many different levels of power. You might Tolstoy around with his books that won't let you blow away in a tornado, but a short beginning, middle, and end in the 4,000 to 7,000 word count gets in there, rings the bell with a roundhouse kick, and after lets you get on with your life. Apart from when a larger novel is an absolute necessity, that 7,000 word length target is something I have a habit of subconsciously hitting over and over. I'm not sure what the point of this essay is anymore. I suppose here I must say, in conclusion, and draw the think piece into a bow tie with a simple point. Point is, not many people read books anymore, and I can't stop following this damnable dream. It's my nature to be a stupid writer. I want that Gatsby life for this all. This isn't my best essay, but whatever. It's Christmas Day and I'm pissed. While we're at it, somebody bring me that goddamn laser thermometer from Fresh.